What's up, y'all? Wallamoose here, and today's video will actually be the start of a new series where I walk you through how to create your very own Shopify store. So if you're new to Shopify or curious on how to create your own store, this is the series for you. So in the series, I'm going to take you through everything from creating your own brand, and don't worry if you're not artistically inclined, there are good free ways to get logos and color palettes, and so anyone can do it. So don't stress out too much, it's very easy. But I'm going to take you through how to create a brand all the way to uploading your products, whether you want to drop ship, do print fulfillment, or have your own physical products. We'll go through all three of those options, and then we're going to go through some of the technical stuff like taxes, shipping, setting up some legal stuff like your privacy policy, just stuff like that. But don't worry about that, we'll kind of get into that later. So this is obviously the first video in the series. As I create more videos, I'll populate them in the description below so you can see kind of a step-by-step of where we're going to be in each video. But for this video, I'm just going to kind of walk you through how to set up your Shopify account and give you a general overview on the interface. And then before I jump in here, my name is Josh, aka Wallamoose, and if you're new here, I post videos here once a week, or at least I try to, on videos regarding digital business and lifestyle. So if you're interested in that, please subscribe. I'd love to have you along for the ride. But without further ado, let's jump in here and get started. Alrighty, so we're here in Shopify, or at least we're about to be. We're going to set up for an account. And before I forget, if you don't have an account already, I do have an affiliate link in the description below. You're of course not obligated to use that link, but it would help the channel out and I would greatly appreciate it. So click the link in the description and go ahead and set up your account as we begin this tutorial. So no matter what landing page you're on, you should come across something where there's a start a free trial button. So click that, whether it's here or up in the upper right hand corner, and we can start going through the steps. And then the first thing it'll ask you is to put in your email. I already have an account, so I'm not going to go through this step, but essentially you're just going to put in your email address, start a free trial, and it's going to ask you a few questions regarding your business. And this is your name, phone number, email address, physical address, and domain if you have one. It's pretty self-explanatory. Don't worry if you don't have a business name in mind or kind of an idea of what you want to sell. You can always come back to it and change it later. I'll meet you in the dashboard. So after you do that, we're going to go to a place that looks like this. So go ahead and pause the video if you need to and come back here. But if you're ready, we can go ahead and get started. Okay, so Shopify as a whole, I really like. A lot of my videos on my YouTube channel are currently Etsy, but the problem with Etsy is you don't have the capabilities you do with Shopify. Shopify, you are essentially creating a legit online presence, your own personal store. You have a lot of options and you can pretty much do whatever you want with it. There's a lot of major businesses that run on Shopify just because it's so flexible. So something you can't do on Etsy is like dropship, print fulfillment, all that kind of stuff where you don't have to worry about physical product, which I really like. I don't like having physical inventory in my own house. And so for my shop that I'm going to be creating for this tutorial, I'm going to be doing print fulfillment. But that's later on in the videos. We're going to talk about products. In this video, I just want to kind of break down the, I just want to break down the interface so you can get comfortable. I know there's a lot of settings, but bear with me, it's very user-friendly. So on the left-hand side, we have our menus, which is your orders, product, customers, marketing, everything you need to run your shop. And then you have your sales channel, which is your actual online store. So this is your web presence and what your store will look like once it's set on the internet. And then if you, like I said, if you want to change any settings in your initial stuff, just go over here and you can go to manage account, log out, Shopify Help Center, do all the just more account-based stuff up here. Let's jump into apps. So Shopify, you have your base Shopify settings, but you can also have the ability to download apps. And this is where you can really increase your customizability and make your store kind of stand out from just standard stores that other people have. So right now I have one app. I've just started the store for this tutorial. This is my print fulfillment app. But you can go to the App Store by hitting Customize Your Store up here. And it will take you to a separate hosted Shopify App Store, kind of like the Apple App Store if you have an iPhone, or the Google Play Store if you have an Android. And the possibilities are endless. And so there's a lot of other YouTube videos. I plan on making some in the future, but you can look up like top 5 apps for Shopify, just to kind of play around with it. So you can search here, see what you like. Some featured ones is product reviews. And so you can have an app for product reviews, Shopify email, Facebook channel if you want to connect your Facebook store. We'll be downloading some apps throughout this tutorial, but again, just play around with it, see what they have. So that's apps. Those will come in real handy. And then we're going to go down to your online store. So when you click on this, it'll expand some more options. And in video 2 or 3, we're going to actually design our theme. So Shopify has, ooh, it's storming out there. Shopify has built-in themes that help you design websites. And so if you're not a web developer, you don't have to worry about it. So now, certainly you don't have to have a blog for your Shopify store. If you just want to sell products, that's okay. But blogs are a good thing to have for SEO and to get people from search engines. So if you have topics related to your products and you want to make a blog post, it's certainly an awesome idea to supplement your store, and you can do that right here within your online store. And so I really like how Shopify has this blog setting, because that's something they don't have to do. They just put that in there, but it's very, very helpful with SEO and getting organic traffic to your store over time. Now, pages and navigation we'll get into once we actually set up our site. That is your menu. It's a bit more technical, and we'll have to set up product categories and stuff like that. So to round off this video, just to keep it simple, we're going to go down here to preferences and set these up to get ready for our next video. So the first option in preferences is your title and meta description. So I had mentioned SEO before. This is another SEO thing to help with search engines and to let people know when they find this online what your store is actually about. So homepage title. This is, let's go over here to Google and I can show you exactly what that is. Okay, so I searched the Florida Keys, and this right here in blue is your title. And so Florida Keys and Key West / travel and vacation planning. That is this website's title, which can, let me go back to the thing, which is right here. And you can do up to 70 characters. And then your homepage meta description, that is this text, the supplemental text below your title. So take a minute to think about what you want your store to be. If you don't know what you want your store to be, you can always come back to this. But essentially, title and meta description, that is what shows up in the Google search engine. So I've got to think for myself what I want to do. I'll come back to it. Let's see. The next thing is social sharing. So if you plan on sharing things on Facebook, this is the preview that comes up on Facebook where it's got the title, the description, your store name, and an image. So if you have like a logo, you'll want to put that here. Pretty much the same title and description you will reuse for excuse me, another tongue twister. Use it for social. And then Google Analytics, Google Pixel will set up later. That's a bit more technical, and we'll have to actually have more sustenance to our store before setting that up. Okay, so the next thing is customer privacy. So depending on where you're selling, if you're just selling in the United States, you don't need to worry about the EU rules. But there are regulations in the European Union where there's like data protection, and they have to give permission before we can collect data and be tracked. This is for Google Analytics and Facebook Pixel. So if you plan on selling worldwide, you'll want to activate this, as well as if you sell to people in California, which if you sell in the US, most likely you are, you have to activate that as well. It's just a privacy thing, and it'll keep you out of trouble if you activate those. So after you click activate, I'm not doing it yet because I'll do it when we actually set up Google Analytics and Facebook Pixel. But once you activate it, it'll ask you to set up a banner, and you can actually download an app doing that. You see it in sometimes when you do blog posts where it says like this website wants your permission to accept cookies. So we'll get into that later. And then password protection. Right now, no one can get onto your website because it's password protected. But once we set it live, we'll want to remove that password, and then your website will be live. So that's pretty much for this video. It's just kind of an overview. I'm sorry if it was very boring. We'll kind of get into the more exciting stuff with the next video. I haven't decided what I want the next video to be, but I'll try to get up very shortly after this video so you're not waiting too long. So I hope you liked it. If you have any questions right off the bat, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to answer them, and thanks for watching. I will see y'all in the next video, part 2.